How's it going, everyone? It is time to cover the video game remaster that you were all waiting for, that you were all desperately clinging on to hope for. Of course, I'm talking about Days Gone Remastered on PlayStation 5, and of course, it will be dropping some new content on the PC version of the game in the form of the Broken Roads DLC. To be serious, there's been a lot of debate, a lot of discussion over the Days Gone Remaster. In a vacuum, I think that the Days Gone Remaster is like whatever. It's absolutely fine, much like the Horizon Zero Dawn Remaster in a vacuum was whatever. It was actually a great remaster. Like the Horizon Zero Dawn Remaster, I think was a legit fantastic remaster for the price you were paying. $10, I thought it was pretty solid. And the reality is when you add context where PlayStation has had this incredibly weak first-party output, where PlayStation had tasked Sony Bend Studio, or Sony Bend decided, I don't care what the reasoning was, for 6 years working on a nonsense live service game when people were desperately begging for Days Gone 2, 6 years of wasted time, totally spit on the face of fans of Days Gone. That is inarguable, and now you want to circle back and you want to ask people that already bought Days Gone for $10 to get this upgraded release. When you actually add some context to the situation, it's like, okay, this is a little bit insulting. On top of that, you know how they're upping the price of PlayStation Plus, and some of you guys have access to Days Gone with your PlayStation Plus Extra subscription. They upped the price of PlayStation Plus to give you added value. That was their wording. Well, that added value is not going to include the ability to pay money to upgrade to the remastered release and play the remastered version. How about that? I think that's a little bit wild. If you don't own the game via a digital purchase or a disc purchase, you cannot upgrade the game. So some of you guys may have gotten it through the PlayStation Plus collection if you got it, if you got a PS5 back then when they, just for being a Plus subscriber, you got like a collection of games you could redeem. That is not going to be eligible for an upgrade. Neither will if you got the game as a part of the PlayStation Plus Essential monthly catalog titles in, I believe, April of 2021, I want to say it was, that they gave that game away. You can't upgrade that. So you have to own a copy of the game, so you have to have paid whatever cost that you paid for it, or you have to have it on disc, and then you can pay $10 for the upgrade. Otherwise, you will have to pay $49.99 for the game, and this is going to be one of those instances where I do feel like the price point is kind of going to be artificially appreciated, much like with Horizon Zero Dawn Remastered. Back in the day, before Horizon Zero Dawn Remastered, Horizon Zero Dawn would go on sale for like $9.99. Nowadays, you can only get that remastered version on PlayStation 5, or you could buy it on PS4, but it doesn't go on sale, digitally at least, for that $9.99. The remastered version actually goes on sale for like $39.99, and I want to say the PS4 version only goes on sale for $29.99. So they're gonna do that, you know, like artificial price appreciation, if that makes sense, which has been something that's kind of gotten swept under the rug. But I do feel like that's why Sony goes ahead with all of these remasters, so they can jack up the price of their games in a way that a lot of people aren't even gonna pick up on. With that being said, all of that out the way. So again, you have to own the game, not through a PlayStation Plus subscription like PlayStation Plus Extra. Neither Essential Redemptions will give you access to the game or the PlayStation Plus Instant Game Collection. You have to have a digital copy or a copy on disc, and you can pay $50 when it comes out, or a $10 upgrade if you do have it on disc or PlayStation Plus. With that being said, let us go over all of the updates that are coming to Days Gone Remastered, because it is going to be a somewhat significant update with new graphical features and new content rolling in as well. Days Gone Remastered is brought to new life by the PlayStation 5 console, featuring improved graphical fidelity, increased foliage draw distance, improved shadow and lighting quality, Tempest 3D audio, you've got VRR support, and more. Select your preferred playing experience between quality mode for increased resolution or performance mode for improved frame rates, and it will be PlayStation 5 Pro Enhanced. We'll break down all of the different graphical options you'll have depending on which console you're playing on. You've got full DualSense controller support as well. Feel the intensity of Days Gone with its full use of the DualSense wireless controller's haptic feedback and adaptive triggers. Ride across the broken road and feel the rumble of your bike's engine or the wheels gripping the dirt roads in the palm of your hands. Lose yourself in the unique environment of the Pacific Northwest with weather haptics including rain and thunder. Get to grips with the distinct feel and resistance of various weapons from Deacon's arsenal while fighting your way through hordes of freakers. If you're on PC, that will have DualSense support as well, but you have to be on a wired controller connection, obviously, with a DualSense controller, so there is that. There will also be new accessibility features. Now, the accessibility features will be free on PC, implemented to the PC version of the game, and with how they're wording it, they do specifically note in an updated post, they do say that those features are going to be available to all players. So hopefully that is the case, because the initial thought was they were paywalling accessibility features, which would be kind of lame, but accessible play is important to us at Ben Studio. Days Gone Remastered gave us the opportunity to expand our suite of accessibility features, allowing even more players to enjoy our world. To highlight a few of those new settings, Days Gone Remastered includes high contrast mode, game speed, UI narration, collectible audio cues, controller remapping, field of view slider, and more. Not only is Days Gone Remastered receiving PS5 enhancements, but we're also throwing in new content to play. So the new content is what you're really paying money for. Yes, the visual upgrades are nice, but I wouldn't say they're as sizable as the updates we saw in the Horizon Zero Dawn remaster. But you are getting new game modes. You've got Horde Assault, a survival arcade mode. Experience an all-new way to play Days Gone. Horde Assault offers fresh and unexpected gameplay designed to challenge your skills as you try to achieve a high score while surviving as long as possible against increased horde size and various other enemies like vicious survivors and evolved freakers as well. And yes, increased horde sizes will be in this mode. Travel across familiar regions found in the story, including the Cascade, Belknap, Lost Lake, and Crater Lake, but be warned, this world comes for you. Fight your way through a brutal, ever-changing landscape where enemies can escalate in difficulty the longer you survive. Move up in level to earn in-mode rewards with never-before playable characters, new patch cosmetics, and unique injectors to greatly impact your gameplay experience. The Horde Assault mode, I think, is going to be the element of the remaster that most people want to sink their teeth into, and it is a showcase of this remastered version. While not an immense visual uplift in the sense that it's a ground-up remake or a restructuring of the visuals entirely, Horde Assault does showcase the absolute chaos and mayhem that Days Gone can bring to the table. And it offers a fresh and unexpected gameplay experience designed to challenge your skills as you try to achieve a high score. You'll go against increased horde size and various other enemies. You've got breakers, reachers, and ragers. Fight your way through a brutal, ever-changing landscape where enemies escalate in difficulty the longer you survive. You'll begin Horde Assault by dropping into Cascade with only a sidearm weapon at your disposal. Fight your way through the initial assault of freakers to reach your drifter bike, a valuable tool to traverse the open region. Seek out supply boxes scattered around the map to obtain powerful weapons to greatly increase your chance at survival, with more than 20 available weapons to use, including a new flamethrower not offered in story mode. Finding a supply box could be life or death when encountering the next horde. What weapons drop from each supply box is random and will reset upon each new start. While you're out there fighting for your life, refill your resources and earn additional XP by completing side jobs as well. These mini objectives are critical for keeping you in the fight. Running out of ammo with up to 800 freakers chasing you is not ideal. We did say there are increased horde sizes. Of course, we couldn't make it easy for you. Should you make it to 30 minutes of survival time in any map, you'll be treated to the ultimate horde, a never-ending horde fight in a relentless approach to hunt you down, and it is going to be insanity. Move up in level to earn more in-mode rewards with never-before playable characters, new patch cosmetics, and unique injectors to greatly impact your gameplay experiences. And with the injectors, players of Days Gone will already be familiar with the benefits of injectors from the main story. This idea carries on over to Horde Assault, but now with a big uplift to drastically change gameplay in the form of modifiers. During your journey to Legendary Survivor, you can earn a total of 24 unique injectors, 12 positive and 12 negative. Positive injectors provide a positive boost to your score but increase the challenge. Negative injectors provide a penalty to your score but increase your chance of survival with gameplay benefits as well. They do have spotlights on a couple of injectors to give you a sneak peek. Exploding freakers upon death. Freakers will explode. You need any advantage you can get when facing increased horde size, and this injector is a unique way to trim its numbers. And then Wanted start at maximum heat level in Horde Assault. The longer you survive, the more difficult your survival chances become. With this injector, that escalation difficulty system begins immediately, proving to be a real challenge that only the strongest will survive. The path itself consists of 35 levels to achieve, with each level earning you a reward, including injectors, character skins, and patch cosmetics. With the inclusion of rewards, an additional 6 never-before playable characters from Days Gone join the roster as well, including O'Brien, Lisa, fan-favorite Schizo, and more. Patches make a return as well. This time, the patches serve as purely cosmetic on Deacon's Cut to show off your friends. The enhanced photo mode is also implemented. Once you earn the patches, that'll carry on over to the story as well. In addition to the reward path, there are bonus rewards in the reputation phase, beating the target score in all 4 regions. Horde Assault is noted to be treated as endgame content, though it is playable as soon as you boot up Days Gone Remastered. We encourage newcomers to get a handle on the combat and mechanics first by visiting the story, but nothing is stopping you from jumping right into the action as well. That is the component of the game that I would say is the major addition as far as the remaster goes. However, there's even more to it than that. You do have a permadeath mode implemented as well. In a world where everything is out to kill you, your skills will be tested to the limit, and mastery is required to conquer the permadeath mode. If you meet your unfortunate end, you must either return to the beginning of the game, or you do have the option to start at the beginning of the act and try your luck again, depending on which setting you choose. Achieve this great feat and be rewarded with a special graphic recording your time it took to complete, unique stats like how many freakers you killed during your playthrough, and of course you'll receive a shiny new PlayStation trophy as well. Days Gone Remastered will have a new trophy pack for you to unlock, specifically for the new game modes, and you'll be getting some new trophies to get as well. You do have a speedrun mode in there as well, where the idea is to beat the game as quickly as possible. Be sure to share your best times with a special endgame graphic to post on social media, and as I mentioned, there is an enhanced photo mode implemented on top of that as well. So the new game modes include Horde Assault, you've got permadeath and speedrun. An enhanced photo mode will be implemented as well, and the PS5 features include the graphical enhancements, full DualSense wireless controller support. You've got new accessibility features baked in there as well. So all of that will be coming to you with Days Gone Remastered when it does launch on April the 25th. I get it. We can debate the necessity of this remaster all day long. We can debate on whether or not a Days Gone 2 will actually ever happen. I am leaning towards no. I would not be in the position, you guys, that you feel pressured to buy Days Gone Remastered with the hope of Days Gone 2 happening. If you like what you see out of Days Gone Remastered and what the upgrades are, the new components, and you feel that to be worth $10, then buy it. Do not buy it in a way for you to manifest Days Gone 2 happening. Honestly, I just hope Sony Bend Studio gets another opportunity to do another game, because it's been 6 years since their last outing, and Days Gone, by Sony standards, was deemed to be an underwhelming release. So, you know, take that how you will. Commercially, it did fairly well. So I just don't know if we'll ever get a Days Gone 2, and even if we do, it won't be until 2030, 2031 with these development cycles these days, so I wouldn't get overly excited about the prospects of that, but the remaster still might give you a reason to replay what was already a really good game, even better than before, and you've got some new game modes baked in there as well. That's gonna do it for me, but I do also want to note that pre-order bonuses for Days Gone Remastered include some avatars and some early unlocks, so you can check that out as well as a part of the pre-order bonus if you do pick it up before. 5 early unlocks to gain a slight advantage when you hit the broken road for the first time in the story. That'll do it for me. All of your thoughts down below. Sound off there. Thank you for watching, and goodbye. Hey guys, we hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, make sure to hit the subscribe button, and if you're already subscribed, do us a favor and hit the bell icon. This way you'll be notified whenever we post a new video. That's the best way to keep up with all of our uploads, and we usually try to upload 2 videos a day. And with the bell icon hit, you'll be notified whenever we do upload a video. As always, thanks for watching.